Well, folks, good morning and a pleasant welcome to Spoon TV. If you're just joining us, we want to welcome you. This is Spoon TV. We are live here at the Temple of Justice. And coming up next is the arrival of Joseph Boakai, former Vice President of the Republic of Liberia, who is expected to testify today in court. He's expected to testify in court today regarding the case involving the ALP and the ANC, that is the government of Liberia now, and the Alternative National Congress political leader and others. So if you just joining today, we're going to be here to bring you more updates regarding the case. So before we go on, we're going to join our judicial reporter who's going to give you update as it relates to how the case been going. And the chairperson of Unity Party is also here. We're going to be talking to him. Everyone, you have been following this case. Bring us up to speed.
So firstly, let me say good morning. Thank you, James. It is good to be here this morning. And this place is expected to be a place of attraction, a central attraction this morning regarding the appearance of the former Vice President, Joseph Boakai. And you also see the chairman of the Unity Party, Amin Moda, is already here. So it tells you, and you are also seeing the Liberian National Police here, right here in their riot gear. So it tells you that.
All right, let's just take a break and talk to Moda as it relates to the case today. Okay, so 1 minute. All right, Chair, welcome. Today, the political leader of your party, the former Vice President of the Republic of Liberia, is expected to testify in a case involving one of the former members of the CPP, a collaboration that you were a part of yesterday. Tell us what this means to the opposition community, specifically the Unity Party, that the leader of the Unity Party has been subpoenaed to appear in court today and testify.
Well, first thing, if we had our wish, we would have wished that this wouldn't have come to this level, that our political leader will be testifying in a case against another political leader. But suffice to say, the key issue relevant is very important. I think this is a defining moment, this is a defining period for our democracy and our force forward to foment change. Our standard bearer is a law-abiding citizen. He has been called upon by the court, the Supreme Court, to give his side or his understanding of the issues, and I think he is respecting that.
So some would say this is a win for the government because a major political leader within the country who many are looking up to, Joseph Boakai and his counterpart, Cummins, they are going to be going head to head today in court. What do you think should have been the right procedure? You think the subpoena was intended to subdue the opposition community?
Well, this is a criminal case. It's proceeding as it should. Again, but the entire scenario from the beginning shouldn't have reached to this stage. I think we had a lot of opportunity to have settled this internally. I think that chance was given to the standard.
We will talk to you later. So Joseph Boakai has arrived here in court. Joseph Boakai has arrived here. Coming up shortly, Ambassador Boakai will be disembarking his vehicle to, have his way into the Monrovia City Court, where he's going to be testifying today. So if you're just joining, we want to welcome all of you. This is Spoon TV, and we're coming to you live from the Monrovia City Court, where Ambassador Joseph Boakai where Ambassador Joseph Boakai is expected to today testify in court involving the case between the government of Liberia and the political leader of the Alternative National Congress. So coming up today, Liberians are going to be listening. Specifically, this is not a case where the media is going to be allowed in court, but we have our correspondent who's going to be in court to get all of the meaningful, points. And at the end of the day, they will come out to tell us exactly what were some of the things. And this is not a time where Boakai accepted by himself to come up to say, I want to testify against Alexander Cummings. He was subpoenaed by the court in order to come out. It means that any citizen can be subpoenaed. That is your duty. You will have to come out as a state witness when the state needs you in a case. When the state needs you in a case, you will have to come out and, testify. If they think that you are important to it, they will bring you in. If they think that you are important in a specific case, the court will subpoena you to come out and testify. And if this is the first time, let's be clear to it. If this is the first time that the government of Liberia coming up with a subpoena against a major opposition figure. Some believe that Joseph Boakai is being played, or the opposition community is being played by the government in order to score a point. That is why they have to subpoena the opposition political leader to come out and testify against another opposition figure. That is going to be in the interest of the government that they are campaigning against. And again, he did not decide. This was not a plan by the former vice president to say, I want to come out. He's under every obligation. To come out and testify. If he says no, he's going to be here reliable. He's going to be here in contempt by the court, and no law-abiding citizen will want to be here in contempt by any court. So you have to respect the laws of the land. So I'm here with Emmanuel Kotu. Emmanuel, welcome. Here we are awaiting the former vice president of the republic to disembark, and Benina Ure of the All Liberian Party has also arrived here.
Yes.
Just to let you know, Benina is also here, and it is because of Benina Ure, his political institution is the one that took the case here, and today his colleague is being subpoenaed to testify. So he's moving.
So James,
go ahead.
like you said, the leader of the All Liberian Party was the one that initiated this particular lawsuit against his colleague Cummings, Benedict Cummings. And talking about the former vice president coming here, it's a landmark case that will actually see how the opposition will be going against the ruling in the 2023 elections, because this case has been considered as a case that actually tear apart the opposition bloc, and that they are fighting among themselves. With this particular issue being brought against Benedict Cummings, along with the chairman of the ANC and their secretary, it's going to be a point of discussion. What the former vice president is going to say in court today will be a case of referencing in terms of how this democracy will work in our country, Liberia. And then secondly, we're also going to be looking at the issue of the 2023 election, like I said. Remember, this case is also going to affect what are the Unity Party in their battle for representation of the Lofa County by-election. All of these things are going to be determined for what the former Vice President Joseph Boakai is going to be saying today. But looking at this case, James, I know that we are going to really have a tough time in coming to a conclusion, because I think the ruling CDC is also trying to take advantage of this, in that while the opposition is in court, they will be fighting to also campaign. So at this point, let's see exactly what's going to happen today, what the former vice president is going to say against his colleague. Once upon a time, they wanted to have a collaboration where they said they wanted to have Cummings and so we can just get a little bit closer to Mr. Ure at this point, and I see if we can
Let's see
talk
if we
to
can
him.
talk to Benana Ure.
Let's see if we can talk to Mr. Ure, who is also the one who brought this particular case. So he's having some chit chat with members of the team. So we'll see if we can talk to him.
Mr. Ure, welcome to the media.
So at this point,
Benana, how do you feel about this case? Okay.
he says he's not granting.
So is that
James, you will not grant an interview at this point. I know it's been a while, but we can go to the former, also one of the councillors. How you doing? Welcome to Spoon TV.
Thank you very much.
Councillor Gu, what do you make of today? Hearing at the court.
It promises to be very interesting. Our subpoena witness has responded, and so we'll be looking forward to a rigorous cross-examination.
All right, thank you for speaking to us. So Councillor Gu is also on the team representing Alexander Benedict Cummings here in this particular case. And we are still looking forward to see everybody getting into court at this point. So just so you know, we are here and we're trying to find out exactly what is going on from this point. The court is actually packed. As usual, when you have a political leader of a major opposition bloc, the former ruling Unity Party, for Joseph Yimon Boakai, coming here. Earlier on, you saw Benana Ure, and the chairman as well of the Unity Party is here, and we just saw Councillor Gu. We are looking forward to see if the representation from the other side are already in the court. But this is not a normal case that you see here. You see a lot of supporters from all angles, the ALP, the Liberty Party, the ANC, and the other parties are also here representing, making sure that they have some form of representation. But James, what do you make of this particular, the proceeding here today about having to see the former vice president come here?
At first, let's talk about this. You have to give way. I think that should be the Solicitor General. Boakai had to leave. Let's see if this is the Solicitor General. We will get to that. Let's move quickly to the
Solicitor so that's General. The Solicitor General, Serena C. first.
Good morning, sir. Welcome to the court again. We are here.
You welcome me to my work.
No, Chief. It's part of the protocol. Welcome. I'm the first to speak to you. Welcome. Yeah. The subpoena witness is here. What Liberia expect to benefit today?
Those who didn't believe must now start to believe. Those who doubted must now start to think twice. Those who doubted our ability to produce the best witnesses in this case should not think twice. We are ready. This case has reached the most critical phase. So it's time now that we act based on the evidence.
Who are the best witnesses that you bring it for?
Subpoena witness number one is former constitutional vice president Joseph Yimon Boakai. So we are producing him today. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so that is it. You just listened to the Solicitor General of the Republic of Liberia, Serena Asifa.
So we also have Yeke Koluba.
So let's move in. We're going to be interrupting and be bringing you some folks who are within the CPP and other who are moving in. Wow, I love that dress code, man.
Yeah, but you're not getting dressed, man. You think I'm looking ugly at you? What's wrong with you? Go borrow clothes to wear.
Yeah, I like it. That's Thank good. You. So, Representative Yeke Koluba, Joseph Yimon Boakai has been subpoenaed to appear in court today to testify. You have to testify within a case that you think is just intended to disrupt the entire collaboration. What do you make of Boakai coming to court today to testify against your political leader?
He has been subpoenaed. You know, when you are subpoenaed, you're not coming at your own will. You're coming under instruction. So he need to come to respect the law. I got my 3 political leaders that will be here today. I need to come to watch the process. We got national issue to be discussing, then coming to discuss the CPP issue. We can divert our attention from national issue. We got a lot of national issue to discuss. We got the airport, there's no current there. We got our president have taken the community fee to be his office. We want to know if that his personal money he used to build the community fee. We gave him $6 million in the budget to build a lot of hostel, lot of estate hostel.
This is a case involving the CPP, and we want to
I decide what to talk about. So if you don't want me to talk, then carry your back.
What does this case really mean for the opposition? Because you have all of the opposition.
I decide what to talk about. You know, go ahead. Yeah, you Spoon people, you are collaborator of the regime, the George Weah regime. So you know my brother-in-law, but you know Upon got share in the spoon. I got evidence. When we reach to the court, I will show my evidence
go ahead
to you.
to the question.
So the issue is, we gave our president the national money to build stadium and to build estate homes, 250 homes. He took the money, put it in a pocket to go enjoy himself. He has taken the community fee to be his house. Where he go every day, he don't even go to work again. The only thing he go now carry his ministers. They go and sit down there, smoke enough opium, good and forget.
So Boakai coming to this court, what it means to the opposition?
It means nothing. We're trying to test the process. We are people that believe in the rule of law. So they'll have to come to give into the rule of law. You want Honorable Boakai to sit at home so they can say he disrespected the rule of law? No, he will not be the CDC. Will not be the ambassador. We are taking the Liberian money to go smoke opium now. You know what I'm saying? He need to stop smoking opium. That's a serious issue. We need to stop smoking opium and go put curry to the
Some believe that the subpoena against.
Oh, you want to call it interview?
Some believe that the subpoena.
Yeah, it was sacked here today. They may come and take a share from school.
Some believe that the subpoena against Boakai was intended by the government to, get a point against the opposition.
Look,
for President, we have to win.
The opposition know. I mean, the ruling party know. With the opposition being together, 30 minutes after 2023, Ambassador Weah will not be re-elected, and I will be instructed to go for him to a house. He will be handcuffed in Baxter to give cause why he have exploited and looted and abused the trust of the Liberian resources. That's what we will do, and I will be on instruction to do that. You understand what I'm saying? The constitution will be. No, listen to me. Let me come to me.
Having all of your political leaders coming here, what do you think the
opposition needs to do? Okay.
What? You are being in the middle. You try to speak to everybody from different angles, the ALP, the ANC, and the Unity Party.
We stay talking.
So what?
We stay talking. We will come together. We stay talking. It's a process.
All right. We wish you guys.
It's a process. We stay talking. My man, let me learn.
We wish you guys.
Your appointment, I'll call you to tell you to come inside.
We wish you success. So let's move in.
Just 1 minute.
Look, it means that the CPP will hold. It means there will be wrangling. To your whole year, we can make confusion, and you can come back together. When Ambassador Weah was poor, he would have left him. When the people gave him the trust, they got remarried.
All right, but before we let go of you, do you think the Liberian people are going to trust you as an opposition?
They will. When they can trust a cowboy like Ambassador Weah, they can trust responsible people. They can trust a gangster like Ambassador Weah, they can trust responsible people.
Thank you so much. All right, thank you, Arnold.
Thank you so much. It was great talking to you.
Thank you. All right, so we have the District 10 Representative Yega Koluba, and at this point, James, we're going to have a lot of things happening.
Yeah, so let me just give this update before you move in. This should be Senator Yombili Kanga Lawrence.
So yes,
this should be Senator Yombili Kanga Lawrence vehicle. But Joseph Yuma Boakai was told to come by 11. So Boakai and his team had to leave to come back. They are around here though. They are around here and waiting the time to appear. Boakai came sooner than expected. The case will resume at 11 today.
Because earlier on, there was an issue of 10 o'clock appointment.
No, it's
and
normally
to avoid the situation of traffic. Maybe it's to come.
It's normally 11 o'clock. But Ambassador Boakai, being a respecter of time, had to come sooner. And the last time we saw some other folks coming here late, but Boakai wants to be into it, so he had to come very soon. And he was told to wait around until time. Even Cummins is yet to arrive because Cummins, he knows that it is 11 o'clock. So coming up at that time, Cummins, Boakai, they will all be here before 11. It's already after 10.
And I must say, this is a very landmark. You see, even the Women Congress of the ANC.
Yeah, but they're always here because they are political
of the ANC is here. And we can also, have all of these things happening around where you have different opposition blocks coming in. But this is also somebody who see it as a score for the ruling coalition because you have the opposition in disarray at this point.
No, the opposition community they are separated, so we may not definitely say they are in disarray. This is a case that another party wants to prove a point. So at this time, you have the Unity Party carry on its function. Likewise, the ANC and all other parties, they are still functioning. But it's just like the collaboration they were expecting to have President Weah out of the presidency has died a premature death, that they will not reach that point that they wanted to reach due to what some claim as an alteration, alleged alteration, and so forth. So here we are now, and I think this is also going to be a lesson. And the result of this case will also be a beautiful ruling that folks will look at. And remember, while we're talking about the ANC versus the ALPs or the government of Liberia, we also have the CPP that comprises of the ANC and the Liberty Party taking ALP and the Unity Party to the National Elections Commission, and there the ALP and the Unity Party lost that case, and they had to file an appeal to where we are now, the Supreme Court.
So when I get that, that's what I was saying.
So we have two different cases here on hand. One, the Supreme Court has about 7 days to go into it, to go through it within the 7 days, to come out and say whether Unity Party will fee a candidate or they will not. We have that, and Kumi's case is also hanging here. So we have cases within the
so
opposition.
that's why some people will just sum it up to see that we have a serious disarray of the opposition within the Liberty Party itself, where you have the team.
The judge is stay out. Joma Jala, Judge Joma Jala
is
stay out. He's making his way to the courtroom. Yeah,
all right.
Go ahead.
So like I was saying, this is what people will say. You have within the Liberty Party, we have two factions. You have the Yombli faction and you have the Musa Blete faction. Now you're going on to the CPP itself. You have the Unity Party, who is also fighting for representation in the Lofa County senatorial elections, and something that the other bloc are also contesting. It's going to be a very difficult task at this point to see that we can have that united front as earlier. And during the 2020 elections, you have the opposition bloc, meaning the CPP, winning a lot of seats. They're talking about the likes of Senator Dillon and Yomini Kanga Lawrence, Boakai. All of these guys won as a result of the unity they had. Do you see that ahead of the 2020 with these court cases?
No, it's not possible to see them together. And again, let's say it's like 80% impossible for them to come together. Maybe the 20% they can work it out at the end of the day and bring it to possibility. But again, this is politics. At the end of the day, the ruling from this case, whether Kumis is going to walk away as the man of the day or Bernard Ure, the government of Liberia will walk away as the man of the day. We got to see what will happen in the next 10 months. In the next 10 months, or at least a little over 10 months before election. Let's see what's going to happen between there. But the possibility of a Ure Kumis ticket for 2023, I don't see it. But I see a future of supporting another person in the second round, whether Kumis goes to the second round. I see a possibility of Unity Party, maybe in the name of opposition, solidarity, supporting him, or Boakai going to the second round. I see a unity of the opposition. Kumis may be supporting him, but these are probabilities that you cannot just work with. They are not certain.
Jim, you have been following the case involving the CPP and that of the Unity Party at the level of the National Elections Commission. And at this point, they're waiting for interpretation to allow or not to allow the CPP or the Unity Party candidate in Lofa County. Looking at all of this, you have been following it from day one. Do you think if there is any possibility that the Unity Party candidate will run in Lofa County, looking at the time frame?
That's the constitutional part of it. So in terms of all other legalities, they went through that at the National Elections Commission, and the National Elections Commission said they have a document that says before you leave, you should follow step A, step B, and they were not followed. So related to the constitutional part, I think to just bump into that and talk about it is very tedious. So we look up to the Supreme Court where we are, and we're going to be here in the next couple of days. We will come right here to know what they're going to say. So only the Supreme Court, I think, can interpret now, because all other lawyers are coming out with their own interpretations. Some will say, hey, they are not going to contest. Some will say, we are going to contest. Another part they're talking about is Article 25. They're talking about the issue that has to do with contract, the sensitive of contract. You cannot go into contract with another person and then back off. These are all things that they are looking at. So the only room or the only institution now that is charged with that responsibility that we're going to know whether we will have a face of unity party in the by-election in Lofa County is the Supreme Court. So even lawyers are now lost into the explanation of this. They are lost from the both sides. They are all lost because none of them have been able to convince judges or hearing officers, or we may even go as far as the Board of Commissioners why there should be a unity party ticket. So we look forward to the Supreme Court. With that, it's 50-50. We look at it 50-50 that there will be a unity party candidate in Lofa, 50 that there will be no unity party candidate in Lofa County. So it is 50-50 for now as it stands.
All right.
And Musa Hassan, Benete, let's see, he's expected to also be here. Remember, they have 72 hours to review their constitution and come back to this very Supreme Court.
So let's see that.
Senator Simon Tida of the ANC is also here, Senate 10
from
Grand Cape
County.
Yeah,
he's also one of the beneficiary of the
he's one of the children of the CPP.
collaboration. So at this point, everybody have come to actually see. All right, so keep watching us. Spoon TV Live. We're right here at the Temple of Justice in Monrovia, where we are expecting the former Vice President Joseph Yuma Boakai to appear in court today to testify on the issue relating to the alteration of the CPP framework document, something that have been a talk of the country for the past months, and we are just looking forward to see if we can have that discussion.
So let's move in and talk to one of the children of the CPP, one who came to light as a result of the breath of the CPP. Okay, the senator says that he wants to reserve comment. He has his right to speak on that. So if you just joined it, we want to welcome all of you. We are awaiting the re-arrival of Vice President Joseph Yuma Boakai. That's the former Vice President Joseph Yuma Boakai, and the arrival of Mr. Alexander Cummins. Boakai arrived earlier, but later he had to go because it was not time. So we look forward to his re-arrival and the arrival of Mr. Alexander Cummins. But some of the lawyers of both Boakai of both Boakai and Cummins are now here. Some of the lawyers who were even at the National Elections Commission 14, they are now here, and the Solicitor General of the Republic of Liberia is also here. So in terms of the legality or the legal representation, they are all present. And I saw a representative from the National Elections Commission that is from the political affair. I saw a representative also here, and they were subpoenaed to also bring the document, because the last time Mo Ali appeared here, he said he was not going to testify on. That is, his legal team said they needed the original document before Mo Ali testified. So I think the guy we saw from the legal department of the political department of the National Elections Commission, the political affair now, should be the one who brought that document. So we are still awaiting the re-arrival of the subpoena witness or the state witness, Vice President Joseph Yuma Boakai, who was once in a collaboration with Mr. Alexander.
Today seems to be different. You have been here all of the time. I can't once a while. But what I've noticed is that there are a lot of people who are here today that have not even made their way here since the beginning of this case.
Yeah, because you have a very huge update here today that has to do with a state witness that is coming out. Not just ordinary state witness. They can subpoena you, subpoena me, we will come. It will not make a news, but former vice president for good 12 years coming out, and one who wants to unseat the government that is sending a subpoena to him. That is a huge one. So more people will have to come in, his supporters, and Kumi supporters, ordinary citizens will come to witness. It's just like the media is not allowed, and I think this was going to be one of the very things that the nation was going to be waiting to watch on television and listen to on radio. But again, we are not allowed. So everyone throughout the length and breadth of Liberia is watching this and waiting to get the outcome.
And also, with the president, those of you watching us, we here have the Temple of Justice in Monrovia. There in your shot, you see Councillor Gu, Councillor Aloysius Stoll, all of the ANC having some consultation before they can go in there for the hearing for today, where Joseph Yuma Boakai, former Vice President of the Republic of Liberia, is expected to testify on the the issue that has to do with the alteration of the CPP framework document. We also have the presence of the Liberian National Police, as usual. They are posted here because of the huge following of these people involved in this particular case. And later on, we are expecting to see, because we saw the senator of Grand Bassa County vehicle around. So probably Yomli Kanga Lawrence will be here. And yesterday on the show, the one-on-one with the CEO, the Moserado County Senator Abraham Darius Dillon made a very salient point when he said, and people are going to use it and they'll be running with it on social media, when he said he doesn't believe that personally the ANC political leader altered the document. That has been the case for the day, and we are looking forward to that. So let's see exactly what is happening here. So we will just move.
So Alexander Cummings
so the
has
ANC
arrived.
political leader is here, and that is the ANC political leader, and he's coming out, Alexander Benedict Cummings, who is at the center of this particular case here.
So is it a match that Mr. Cummings wants to do, or what? What is it?
I see. I mean, this is the first time I've seen him stopping his car from that point and then
he always
getting off the
around,
vehicle, and he comes along with Mrs. Teresa Cummings, who is the wife. So they are, moving up so that you can see exactly what we're talking about.
Mr. Cummings, welcome to the court again. Today we have the subpoena witness here.
Yes, let's see what happens, and then we'll talk afterwards.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Okay. So this is strange to see Mr. Cummings walking from as far at that point, disembarking from his vehicle.
So Cummings has arrived.
Yeah. So
next
I mean,
would be
James, this is I don't know why this is a new start to walk, to march with her supporters, his wife, moving all the way.
That's how he wants to. Yeah, that's how he wants to do it. So he's moving in. While he's going in, the Solicitor General is also coming out. So next, we should be expecting the arrival of Honorable Joseph Yuma Boakai, former Vice President of the Republic of Liberia. And lawyer Musi Scott is also here.
So at this point, Cummings and his lawyers are going into the court room where it's exactly 29 minutes to 11. At 11 o'clock, we are also expecting the former vice president to be in the court. This is okay. So let's see. We have also see who is coming.
Former Vice President Joseph Yuma Boakai and Emmanuel, why they just arrived in time?
Yeah, because this is the second time he's coming. This is the second time he's coming,
Yeah, I mean, Cummings entering and the former Vice President is about to enter.
This is a serious case. So we are So we have again, we also have
Ambassador Joseph Yuma Boakai stay around here. And next, I don't know why, maybe he's going to meet somebody this way.
And I'm sure the way I'm saying, maybe he's going to go in there before going to the court.
Yeah, I see that. Maybe that is what's going to happen. But I see a very huge security presence around the former vice president.
Remember, he's a former vice president, and the state also has a very. He's a former vice president because he also has, I mean, he's been guarded by state security, serving as a state man for the country for over 12 years. At this point, even he's not, he still have that security. Then plus his personal security, so you have more people coming in here.
Yeah, very huge security presence around here. And Benina Ure is also here. So coming up, they are opening the vehicle. There comes the former Vice President of the Republic of Liberia, Ambassador Joseph Yuma, Ambassador Joseph Yuma Boakai. So here we have the former Vice President, and he's going for a visitation. And after here, the former Vice President will come right back. You see, he's the one. Yeah, he'll come right back for their appearance. So he's going to visit. He's going to visit. Josie.
Okay, how are you?
You leave me there. I put it
So we have, at this point, we also have a team here with a placard. And let me see what is there. And I see they say Joe Boakai, a field CPP chair. And this, I don't know why this is allowed out of the court temple of justice, but this is what we see exactly. I don't know who is the leader of this group. We could speak to the leader of the group. They have this, black guy. They say Joe Boakai divided the CPP, and you also have this one, Joe Boakai field a CPP, and then you have Joe Boakai field. Joe Boakai divided the CPP. James, I don't know who is the leader of this group.
No, I don't know. And I think the court, I don't know why the court had to allow this group in. The last time we had a group like this, they were never allowed to enter. Why are they in? I don't know. I don't know why. And this is a well-planned protest. It's a well-planned protest. You see them with well-designed banners.
And when you're talking about why the court allowed them, maybe they had to fold these things.
Even if that is the case, at the time they arrived here, they should have not been here by now. The last time we saw an action like this, they did not allow it, and it is not allowed. And I see even the Liberian National Police is standing by reading. That is, members of the Liberian National Police are standing by, and this is being organized by the ANC, because I see lots of ANC members within. The guy with the black there with the banner that says Joe Boakai divided the CPP is within the ANC, part of the security division. So, and I think this is not called for. It should not
I think this is why we see the huge presence of the security here.
Yeah.
Because of some of these things
I think
are happening.
Even before the arrival of Joe Boakai, why the police told us that we were going to be to where we are, no one was going to be allowed there. But I'm surprised to see the Liberian National Police still standing by, viewing these things, and no action to say, hey, you get up. So what will happen if Boakai comes out with his people too, with this placard? I think this is not the best place to do this. They can show them another place.
Yeah, and I know for sure those police officers, they move on instructions.
Yeah, they move on instructions. They were not moving. The court will have to complain.
So the court will complain. Once the court complains, they will be asked to leave. But at this point, those of you watching us or listening to our Sport 107.5, we're right here at the Temple of Justice, where the former Vice President of the Republic of Liberia, in President Ambassador Joseph Yuma Boakai, has arrived. We also see the presence of the ALP political leader. We have Benina Ure and the man at the center stage of this.
And again, I want to confirm this. I know that this was organized by the ANC. You saw, first those who were watching the leader you saw there in the white is from the women wing of the ANC. So this is the work of the ANC. I can confirm that 100%.
And I told you, James.
Yeah, it is the ANC that organized it.
Earlier on, I asked you, I said, why do we have the women wing bringing the bus in here? You saw the bus coming in.
Yeah.
So it's a clear indication. Probably they brought some of these guys who are currently here.
So I think these guys came with their bus because you saw the bus coming in. So yeah, at the end of the day, they had to come in to do what they believe in. But I think it's not called for. The court should not allow this to happen here. This is not the place. Let's agree now. You have ANC folks doing this.
you have United Party
and then
folks.
you're going to have United Party people this way.
ALP.
You have ALP this
Liberty
way.
Party.
Liberty Party this way. The entire courtyard is going to be noisy, and this is not what we should settle for. And I think the court will have to do something if they need this place to be quiet. Because if ANC folks or these guys will go
So let me see if I can talk to some of these guys and see who is their leader.
I'm coming. They're not going to tell you the fact. I'm confirming to you that they are from the ANC. There's no.
So let me just speak to one or two of them. How are you, my brother? What's your name? Okay, Charles, you are here with this flag. Who is your leader? Oh, what's his name?
Mr. Chala.
Mr. Jala? Yes. All right, so let's get to Mr. Jala to talk to him on this one. It's not okay. So let me know. So who's your leader? Saying he's not a man. Who's your leader?
We are leading this group.
Who?
That's why we bring. We are members of CPP.
So but why is it like you guys? This is the courtyard. Let me just bring up. This is the courtyard, and usually you don't see this kind of thing with the kind of tourniquet. Why you decide to come out here?
Yeah, we decided to do this because it's our concern. We part of the CPP too.
But why you couldn't do it on the scene? They come all the way to the courtyard right now. Just say you
because I got to come here because I know I got a right to enter here too.
What's the name?
I'm Francis.
Francis who?
Francis Kohine.
All right, thank you, Francis Kohine. But besides you being the leader, I know there's somebody out there. Who is that person?
No, nobody
Who
out
is
there.
Mr. Jala?
Came here
Who
on
is
our
Mr.
own.
Jala
I don't know Mr. Jala. I don't know any Mr. Jala.
So it means that you guys are not, because one of your members said Mr. Jala is the leader, and then you are also saying no, he's not the leader.
I don't know Mr. Jala. We came here on our own as CPP members.
CPP member.
Yeah.
All right, thank you for speaking to us. All right, so this is exactly what is going on here. We're trying to see if we can talk to Mr. Jala, but he also just left the scene, and he gone behind that. And we are going to be talking about some of these things that are going on here. At this point, you have these leaders or these guys are coming up to protest, and in that. All right, so in that, I'm good. How are you doing? So we also, let's see if we can talk to Fubi. Fubi, please come 1 minute. Yeah, so okay. So,
all right, folks, if you just joining us,
okay, so we can just speak to Mr. Welcome to Spoon TV.
Thank you, and it's a pleasure to be here.
Okay, I see you here today. I see that your political leader is going to. What do you make of this case so far?
I don't know, like I said from the beginning, this is a bogus case, and today it just breaks my heart further, to see major opposition leaders that Liberians had hope and believe that we have rescued them from the failure and the nightmare of the CDC run government. Today, seeing us being played by the very CDC run government for wrong reasons.
So do you see your leaders have failed a leader?
No, they simply feel the people, like the Liberian people, and to be here at this time, we're talking about this case, that shows a big failure. And a lot of people out there are hopeless about this situation, and they don't even see a way forward for a better 2024 after 2023. And I think that it breaks my heart more. And I don't think that we should be at this point. For no reason we should have been at this point.
So at this point, you think what needs to be done? Because with a sticky situation within the country now, where you are saying that the leaders of the CPP have failed the Liberian people. What needs to be done at this point?
First thing first, the case needs to be trashed because it's a bogus case and it has no basis of even being tried in the first place. That's the first thing. And whatever way they can go and make amends of whatever issues that we have, they should consider that, because Liberians are still hopeful. Liberians still believe that the CPP should stay united. Liberians still believe that we should have a united front within 2023, but it's disappointing to be at this stage. This case, there's no reason for this case, and it was done for the wrong reasons. And you saw recently the Solicitor General and the Justice Minister even further justified. After almost 4 months, the Justice Minister is now requesting the review of the evidence of this case. That shows that they don't even know what they are doing. So no need being here.
Do you see President Weah being a one-term president with a field collaborating?
I still believe strongly that there is no reason why President Weah should be re-elected. I still believe strongly. I still believe that strongly.
He will not be re-elected if they collaborate.
If Liberians, for me, my campaign message for 2023 is this: if you are okay with the governance process, your life improve, or whatever situation of this government for the 6 years, Go and re-elect we are.
All right.
If you're not okay, vote him out.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. Henry. All right, so at this point, those of you watching us Phone TV live, let me see if I can be joined by my colleague here now, who happen to be Damos Slanger and Trojan. The two of them here. So looking at the atmosphere, there's a whole team here. We have this happening, but that's just sort of what do you make of what is going on right now?
Well, looking at the crowd assembled out here and placards that we're seeing, plus the heavy police presence, this is not just about Joseph Boakai coming to give testimony in open court. If you listen to the conversations being had all around, it has got to do with lofa, it has got to do with politics, it has even got to do with betraying the trust. As you can see, some of the placards there branding Joseph Boakai as a traitor, as if there are secrets or there are things he shouldn't say. They don't expect him to come out here and say things, you understand? Now, with Joseph Boakai's own testimony today, that is either going to deepen the rift, and I'm using my hands in inverted commas as the rift, between those two leaders, or it is going to so much as to sweeten or try to mend their relationship. Whatever Boakai says, Ambassador Boakai says in this courtroom today, is going to go a long way from today as well, Emmanuel.
All right, Trojan, let's get to you. Let's get to Trojan. At this point, Trojan, you also follow the case. What does it mean?
Well, the appearance of former Vice President Joseph Boakai here today, of course, it will, in a very long way, in a very huge way, change the dynamic of this entire case. It's going to have a bearing on the case. And based on the testimony and how, of course, it's going to be questioned, especially by defending lawyers, of course, I think it's going to go in a way against Mr. Kumis, because he was called here by prosecution to provide evidence that they can use in bringing Mr. Kumis down guilty, that he indeed forged documents from the CPP framework, forged the CPP framework document. And so he didn't want to come. We all saw it. He didn't actually want to come. He was subpoenaed. Of course, it took a while. Decisions were made, talks were made in the back end, and then finally he's here. But so what is going to happen today, Emmanuel and Diamond, at the end of the day, CPP, I think you see all of the placards here.
Yeah, and that's one point I wanted to talk about, because at this point, Diamond was the first to see, and he called our attention to it. And I see that I think they have been spoken to. They have actually decided not to use the placard. I mean, they folded the placard. What you want to tell something about that protest? What does it mean?
Well, I think from the standpoint of the ANC, okay, the appearance of Joseph Boakai here does not augur well for them. It does not augur well for them, and that's the indication you see from these various placards that are portraying Joseph Boakai as a failed politician. All right. So basically, Joseph Boakai here appearing today. At the end of the day, of course, the ANC is not going to fare well from what is going to happen here today from Joseph Boakai's testimony. So I think they're going to do everything within their power to make whatever testimony Joseph Boakai gives here as something non-substantial. But that's not the case. Joseph Boakai's testimony is very, very substantial in this particular case. And of course, it is not good for Mr. Kumis.
All right, so James,
just to interrupt you a bit, I told you that this was organized by the ANC, right? Yeah. The guys who were protesting, that our cameraman, we can move there a little bit. They are now ready their name for their little transportation. I told you, right? Yeah. This is what happened. Give me one.
All right. What are you? So what is that? Somebody accusing you guys about the name you are writing is for you to get your transportation.
We not ready the name for transportation. We are just in charge of United Parties. We ready our name. We ready our name to sell the head office.
So who is your leader? Who is your leader? What's his name? What's the name of the leader?
Prince Collie.
So who is Jala?
We keep our CPP members. We don't know any channel. I keep telling you this.
So which party are you from?
These are Destiny Channel youth. They are for CPP.
Particularly CPP has 4 different political parties.
They just want to see the good coming out of CPP. That's all. They don't have a side.
But yeah, you have a placard.
We are partying on CPP.
You have a placard that says Joseph Boakai failed the CPP.
Politician, all of that.
Yeah, he's one constituent member of the CPP who have failed the CPP. So based upon that background, the youth are disenchanted. That's why they decided taking on the street. They formed the war. That's one of the constituent members of the CPP have failed the CPP. So they don't have particular party. That's why you see all of them here. They are not supporting the Cummins, the Boakai, whosoever, but they believe in the CPP.
But why are you not carrying placard? Cummins is a failed politician, rather Boakai is a failed politician. If indeed is for the
so we assume that they believe that Boakai is the one who has failed the CPP. He was a chair at that time, and he has massively failed the CPP. So based upon that background, they could be disenchanted and you try to use the name as a face of failing the CPP.
All right, thank you. So we will go back to Trojan and we just go back to see exactly what is unfolding. All right, so we have a lot of people. So let's see we can have. We have this. The sound is heavy. Let me go back to my colleague who is here. So Trojan, come closer to you have been around for a while and you have seen exactly. Let's see this way. You guys, so I know we'll continue with you'll do the commentary for a while. You and Diamond Slanger. I'm going to turn over to you guys for the commentary at this point.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Once again, folks, you still watching Spoon TV. We're live here from the Temple of Justice. Right behind is the Monrovia City Court, and earlier you witnessed the arrival of Alexander Benedict Cummins of the Alternative National Congress and that of former Vice President Joseph Boakai. The stakes are high today, exceedingly high, because the testimony from the former Vice President is going to be a damning one if it goes against Mr. Cummins, or it's going to be an uplifting one if it goes in favor of Mr. Cummins. There is going to be rigorous cross-examination by the defense counsels. They are definitely going to cross-examine Mr. Cummins, and the prosecution is definitely going to make his case or its case. The Republic is going to make her case on the fact that he has been in the process throughout, from the genesis up to when they pulled out of the disintegrated CPP. But this Trocon has got serious political undertones as well, because we're hearing backroom chatters that Mr. Cummins and Mr. Boakai, they've ironed out whatever differences they do have, and if indeed they do not want Mr. Cummins to be convicted of any crime which is going to put a serious dent on his political career, the UP standard bearer is going to save his skin today. But if they do want Mr. Cummins to be found guilty and subsequently convicted, then the UP standard bearer is definitely going to put a nail in Mr. Cummins' coffin. Chokon, you've been following, I say coffin, literally to say his political career is definitely going to be damned. We've seen the situation from Brani Samuka, the former defense minister. His political career, somewhat has taken a serious blow. He lost his seat, though there is this quote-unquote presidential pardon, but it has hampered him from politically from doing a whole lot of things as well. Chokon, so looking at the crowd, there seems to be a very tense atmosphere. We see police with tear gas, canister guns as well, riot gears all poised here. Today is the day.
I'm shocked. Firstly, Diamond, I thought this day wouldn't have come in its first place for former Vice President of the Republic of Liberia, though he was demanded. He was subpoenaed to come to the court, which is legal under the law. When you were subpoenaed, he did not come willingly. Like other people were saying, why the vice president should come and testify, especially in favor of the government, which is the prosecution, as an opposition leader now, to come and testify in such a case. I don't know whether this has ever happened in the country, whether there have ever been any precedent case for a former leader, maybe the president or vice president, to come and testify in a case, especially from the C opposition bloc. I think this, I should say, trying to push our democracy forward. And not only that, but it paints another picture of the entire opposition community. Whether they are together, whether they are not together, whether after this testimony one person will be convicted or not, or whether it will create it will turn another page for them to be able to iron their differences. These are some of the things we'll be looking at today.
The former vice president is going to be on an oath when giving his testimony, and he does not want to break the law, perjury, to lie on an oath. He does not want to do that. And if we are to preempt the questions coming from the Solicitor General, one of those questions will have to do with the signature of the former vice president, whether or not he signed the quote-unquote cosmetically edited framework document, whether he signed or not. That's going to be one question that he will definitely have to answer. And if he says it is his signature, that alone will say Mr. Cummings didn't forge signatures at all.
And the second thing might be whether he consented to Cummings, forwarding the framework document to the National Elections Commission, because these are things people are saying, oh, he signed, but they did not consent. Remember now, when the framework document was crafted, there was public outcry. So they decided to call a team of lawyers again to sit and, reshuffle some provision within the framework document. At which time Mr. Cummings at that time was serving as chairperson, he had to forward that to the Election Commission. But they are saying, during the time Cummings forward the framework document to the Election Commission, they were not aware. In fact, there was some teach within the framework. So it's going to be questioned about, did you consent?
Is this your signature on the edited document, the ones that the lawyers did do their changes to? And another
have you ever watched someone safely being questioned by team of lawyers, Damo?
Yeah, I watch a lot of crime movies. I watch a lot of courtroom action.
I just can't wait to see the former vice president.
The prosecution is going to make her case. The defense counsel is also going to make her case. But another point here is those from the UP are going to say, look, if they are to mend any relationship, they are going to say, look, the former vice president didn't appear willingly. He opted not to come. He was slow in coming. He didn't want to testify. He was compelled by the law to come and give a testimony. That is some of the defense already from some folks of the Unity Party who are somewhat still hoping that this CPP of a thing will definitely hold. But at the end of the day, there is this huge, undertone that whoever benefits from what is happening now, this cacophony of noise, is the CDC. Because you have the UP here, you have the ALP here, you have the ANC here, and some faction of the LP here as well. Why they should be gearing up, doing political activities, trying to mend their merger and do other things. They spend hours in the court. And the CDC has got a head start, if you want to put it that way, carrying on projects here, there, and yonder, and also painting them as people who've got issues that they cannot be trusted among themselves. There they are in court, which is the right thing to do if you've got any qualm. But there they are. They say they want to lead you, but they are fighting each other. They're talking about forgery. They're painting each other as criminals and liars. Can you trust these people to lead the country? That is also pinned on what is happening here today.
Those are questions like Billions will be asking in 2023. You had issues and you formed a collaboration. You couldn't hold a collaboration for quite 3 years. You saw the 2020 elections, how they forcefully went in the election and they won many of the seats, including Maserati County, which is one of the counties noted for generating votes for the country. They won massively. I saw Cummings campaigning for Delon, and the United Party was also campaigning for Senator Delon at the time. They were together. So 2023, from now to 2023, they are dragging you code, like he said. They should be using this time to go in the counties to maybe, they are opposition people. They got a way of painting the government in different manner to the electorates. So they should be using this time. But yeah, they are. All right, yeah, they are. Maybe Mr. Boakai had a time to go to a foundation today. He couldn't go. You have to come to testify.
And another interesting part is, though we understand in criminal proceedings, you know, all crimes are committed against the state, and it's the state that persecutes, you know, all crimes. But if you look at the interest from the SG and the government in this particular case, it beckons the question again, if we had that level of enthusiasm in other cases, you know, that the government did lose, that the government did not pursue in court, cases that were thrown out of court because they passed the term for being on the docket of the court, you know, and all of those things. There are Liberians questioning the kind of enthusiasm the government has put in this particular case, especially if it concerns an opposition, you know, an opposition figure or opposition figures. That's another huge question. Like, it brings out the question again, like, are there big hands from the government so keen on making sure that Mr. Cummins is found guilty?
Before this day, Damo, I just want to recall there's a leaked audio that we published. In that leaked audio, Mr. Belete, who has a faction of the Liberty Party collaborating with the ANC, was overheard in that leaked audio saying that I'm going to hold it up to 2023. So it simply tells you, in a conversation with presidential aide, Sekou Kalasco, it simply tells you that maybe there are issues behind the scene. This is just on the broad surface, but there are deeper issues with this entire collaboration, dragging to the court, dragging to the National Elections Commission, and we don't know whether the United Party will ever flip Kennedy in the local county election, and the election is just let's go.
That is another huge question. And the justices just above us, the Supreme Court of Liberia, they will decide that particular matter. But if you ask someone to define the political landscape in Liberia right now, they will tell you there is a divided opposition bloc and there is a ruling party that is doing all that she can do to hold on to power come the next election in this country. Before we proceed, we'd love to say Eid Mubarak to all of our Muslim brothers and sisters in Liberia and around the world watching Spoon TV. Love to tell you thank you, congratulations, thank you for your prayers for the country, and thank you for the peace that we all do enjoy in this country. But the bottom line is, you see, guys in their prayer gowns are here. You know, people are, you know, they've done their prayers. They said, religion aside, politic-wise, we'll be here. So this is a trial that has claimed national attention and international attention as well. And thanks to the media, Spoon group of companies, for making sure that Liberians know every bit of this trial that is currently ongoing. Mind you, the prosecution filed a motion for this trial to be on broadcast throughout the entire proceeding. That motion was denied again. But we're not allowed in the court. We have our correspondents who will be inside open court. They'll come out and give us exactly what transpired in the court as well. But as it stands, Trokon, the political future of Alexander Benedict Cummins depends on this particular case.
It depends on
it
depends on the case. And Mr. Cummins, he has repeatedly said that they are wasting your time. Imagine we came here the other day, Mo Ali, we should have testified. But they said they left the original copy of Mo Ali, the previous testimony he gave to the National Election Commission, and they needed how long from here to the National Election Commission? They had to extend 3 more days and all of that. But again, what I want to say, Damon, like you said earlier on, the CDC, if the CDC manages this time well to correct some of the wrongs, some of the issues that the people have against them, like investigating some of those corruption cases, bringing relief to the people of Liberia. 2023, I believe it's just going to be a walk in the park for them because, you know.
Are you talking about the invincible park?
No, I'm talking about just a free will, you know, go to the ballot box and all you see is President Weah, because the other guys will be divided and United Party going her way and ANC. Imagine if because the United Party has a record. The United Party has a record of going for runoff. When United Party goes for runoff in the 2023 election, do you think who Mr. Cummins will support?
A lot of political permutations, a lot of political calculations hangs with this particular case as well. It raises another question. Who's in bed with the CDC? Is it the ANC? Is it the ALP? Is
or
it
the
the
Liberty
UP?
Party, the divided?
Or the you know, who's in bed with the CDC? Because if we go to a runoff, which is likely the case, where will the ANC stand? Will they use this testimony from VP Boakai if it damns Mr. Cummins to say, look, we cannot form an alliance with the Unity Party because their standard bearer put a nail in our standard bearer's coffin, political career. You put a dent into that. Is the CDC now telling the UP that, look, let's nail Mr. Cummins, let's get him off, the political radar, let's disenfranchise him, and if we win this election, come 2029, we'll step aside and the UP will have a walk in the park. You understand? So a lot of political mergers, a lot of underground agreements can be done. But folks will definitely go live again after the testimony of Mr. Cummins or when anything of significance happens here on the ground of the Temple of Justice. On behalf of Spoon Group of Companies, I'm Diamond Slanga, Chokon Flammer, Trojan Care Zulu, Aaron Kubar, James Gude Flomo, Emmanuel Kotu. We've been forming part of the production team. Jurassic Joe is our cameraman. Thank you.
Yeah.